President Liberal Democrats, I mean, what does this say tonight? You've a very intensive by-election. What's your prediction tonight?
Well, I wouldn't normally make predictions, but I think the stuff that's coming out from the floor shows we've done pretty well, actually. I imagine Labour will have won the seat, which, given that they held it in May and their second worst result since the First World War, it'd be pretty staggering if they were to lose it now when they're having all the benefits of the irresponsibility of opposition. So we'll have done good. I mean, a decent second, I imagine, and that's pretty tremendous. I mean, a party that's been getting a huge kicking nationally, mostly unfairly, actually pulls off a pretty satisfactory election result here, and Elwyn Watkins deserves huge credit. I mean, I'm gutted for him. I hate losing, absolutely hate losing, and he will hate it even more. But we owe him a massive debt, and I tell you what, British politics as a whole owes him a huge debt, because if Debbie Abrahams does win tonight, then good luck to her, and she will have won fair and square. And the reason she'll have won fair and square is because her agent wouldn't dare put the same stuff in her leaflets that Phil Willis has put in his, and Elwyn will have helped to clean up politics.
What does this say about Nick Clegg's leadership? You know, there's a lot of question marks over the Lib Dems polls number.
Yeah.
It doesn't. The Lib Dem vote is holding up.
Yeah.
So it doesn't sort of go together with the national polls.
No, I think what this will do. I mean, the message. I think most people will hear this over their breakfast in the morning, and think, "Oh, score draw, fair enough," and walk away and think of something else. Actually, it is hugely significant within the Liberal Democrats. So it'll settle nerves. It'll make people feel a lot more happy about things. It reminds me of some of these by-elections where we came a reasonable second after the merger 20 years ago, because I am that old. And the result may not have set any bonfires off. What it did was it made us think we're still in this. We're not getting, slaughtered. In fact, anything but. We're doing pretty well. Solid result. It was great for morale. I mean, most of the Liberal Democrats as a party have been here in Aldermead and Saddleworth these last 3-4 weeks. Even though when I was here on New Year's Day, people have been here over the Christmas period. It's brought us together as a party. It's been cathartic. It's been healing. Nick's been here. I've had, the Secretary of State for Scotland was out knocking on doors this morning. And it's been a great, team effort. And I'm very proud of Elwyn, proud of the lot of them.
What does this say as you go ahead towards the next few years? Difficult cuts. I mean, you're on the left of the party. I mean, how does that sit with the economic liberal wing in the party?
Well, I think as a party, all of us recognise that when people like me, for example, I'm 40 now. I was a teenager during the 80s and during the Thatcher years, and I experienced through my parents the horrors of unemployment and the misery of mass unemployment in Lancashire and Cumbria, and I am absolutely desperate to avoid that again. And actually, tackling the deficit is the way you do that. Putting up VAT, I don't want to do that, but I tell you what, if we don't clear the deficit by doing things like that, then the markets lose confidence, then interest rates go through the roof, then you see job losses in the hundreds of thousands across the northwest of England and elsewhere as well, and I will do anything to avoid that. And I'm pretty sure the coalition, and particularly the Liberal Democrat end of the coalition, will get credit for that as things improve in the years to come. But when you're making unpopular decisions, you get kicked, don't you?
Okay, a final question just about the control orders. I mean, it's a big red line issue for you and the Liberal Democrats. I mean, what have you got any news for us?
Yeah, I mean, it looks like we'll be replacing it with a system which is much better. Obviously, you need to be able to balance the security interests of the country with, more importantly, the civil liberties that we hold, dear in this country. The tradition of British civil liberties we need to hold dear. And if we're talking about people who want us to lose if we are concerned about a terrorist threat, then we're concerned about surely people who want us to give up our personal freedoms. So why would we give up our personal freedoms in terms of trying to tackle them? So control orders, I think, we're counterproductive, illiberal, un-British, and we'll be replacing them with something much, much better.
Jim Farron, thank you.